Love is singularly the greatest force on earth. According to Song of Solomon 8:7, many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, it would utterly be condemned. For its sake, men have fallen and risen. Kingdoms have been joined as one, and others torn apart. Princes have been brought to their knees, and men lost their lives. Whether rich or poor, young or old, male or female, ruler or subject, all are affected by this singular force. As Christians, though, we must get our perspective right on the subject of love, knowing that it has been given varying definitions. According to the Bible, what is love? Is it just a name, or like people say, a game? Is it the fluttering we feel when in the presence of the one we love? Or the sense of euphoria we get that makes us see things in a different light? Love can be all of these and more. The Bible gives a clear definition of love in 1 Corinthians 13, the popular love chapter. Love is more than merely spending time together and giving declarations that may turn out to be false later on. Love is giving. Love is commitment. Rather than just a mere feeling, it involves taking action. It is forgiving even when you have been hurt, and making sacrifices even when it's not convenient. We see that it goes beyond surface emotions to a point of making a conscious decision. When a person loves you, they're ready to go the extra mile, ready to do anything, ready to overcome all obstacles and take away every hindrance in the way of their love. No one would be able to stop them or stand in their way. The first thing I would like us to consider is the love of God towards us. Let's take a walk back to the beginning of creation, when God made the earth and all that is in it. God in all his glory and splendor did not need to create man in the first place. However, he decided to make man the object of his love and created man after his image. Then he put him in a beautiful garden, blessed him, and came regularly to fellowship with him. The devil wanted to sabotage this relationship, and he thought he had succeeded when he led to the downfall of man. Little did he know that God has other plans in mind. Despite the hurt and disappointment God must have felt when man disobeyed him, he still found various means to restore the broken relationship. From time to time, he was always looking for a man to use as a point of contact to reach his people, and all of these culminated in the coming of Jesus. John 3:16 tells us, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Nothing we did could stop his love for us, and no force could hinder his redemption plan for mankind. He paid the ultimate price when his blood was shed on the cross of Calvary. For our sakes, he took the pain and the suffering. The Bible tells us that even while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. So we see that not even our sins or Satan could stop him. His love is real and complete and forever. In this 21st century of ours, where most things are quite unstable, random, and unpredictable, we still find out that despite these occurrences, human feelings never change. We still want to love and be loved in return. Love in itself goes beyond the superficial views people tend to give it. Some believe in the context of showing kindness and care to one another, while for some it means paying attention to a particular thing, individual, goal, desire, or concept. To be more accurate, there's nothing wrong with these views, but love goes quite farther than these. Love is a set of emotions and behaviors characterized by intimacy, passion, and commitment. It involves care, closeness, protectiveness, attraction, affection, and trust. Love can vary in intensity and can change over time. Love sees all flaws and shortcomings, the brightest sides and the darkest sides, and still sticks. It is a choice to love. When a person loves you, it is a conscious choice and decision that they have made. Love cannot be forced upon any individual, and to love or to be loved unconditionally is not always easy. To love a person unconditionally, you have to love them at their best and also at their worst. In short, if you love a person unconditionally, then you must accept their flaws, insecurities, and weird habits, and still be able to say, "I love you" wholeheartedly. And since they have seen the worst and still choose to stay despite the challenges, nothing can stop them from loving you. Nothing at all. Romans 8:35 says, "Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword?" In essence, no matter the circumstances or challenges, nothing will stand in the way of true love. It will be there through thick and thin, stand by you in the fire, and walk with you through deep waters. Love is a force of nature. As much as we cannot command the moon, the stars, the wind, and the rain to come and go according to our whims, we are also limited in our ability to take or give love. As much as we may want to, we cannot command, demand, or take away love. When we try to manipulate the weather, we do so at the risk of upsetting the ecological balance we don't fully understand. Similarly, nothing can stop a person from loving you if it is genuine. One can stage a seduction or mount a courtship, but the result is more likely to be infatuation or two illusions dancing together than love. When a person loves you, such cannot be bothered by rewards or gains. It cannot be turned off as a punishment. Only something else pretending to be love can be used as a lure, as a hook for bait and switch, imitated or insinuated. But the real deal can never be delivered if it doesn't spring freely from the heart. When a person loves you, he or she cares what becomes of you. Because love knows that we're all interconnected. Even if you turn out to be directly opposite what they wanted, such a person won't still stop loving you. Because love is inherently compassionate and emphatic. Love knows that the other is also oneself. This is the true nature of love, and love itself cannot be manipulated or restrained. Love honors the sovereignty of each soul. Love is its own law. In conclusion, when a person loves you, nothing can stop them ever. There are certain characteristics that you observe when a person loves you that shows their commitment in the face of all odds. These include sacrifice. When the going gets tough, only the tough get going. It might be difficult to hold on and stick with your decision to love a person when it is at your own detriment. Yet true love will stand through all of these and still find a way. Abraham loved God and trusted in him so much that he was willing to sacrifice his only son. It was an example of what God did as a result of his love towards us. He gave his only son to be sacrificed for our ransom. Nothing could have stopped him. Not the plans of the devil, not the failure of man. Nothing at all. Giving. True love is made manifest in giving. When there is love, it will not be difficult to give your time, your efforts, your money, and many other things. Jacob readily gave up his time and his efforts of 14 years because of his love for Rachel. He did not consider how long it took him. He did not allow her father's deceit or the work ahead to pull him off the path. He knew what he wanted, and he got it despite the cost. A person that loves you will not care what it takes. They're willing to do everything for your sake. Even if they do not have it within their reach at the time, they would search out means to make it available. Forgiveness. It is difficult to love someone after they have hurt you or betrayed your trust in them. It is usually painful and leads to the end of most relationships. As far as true love is concerned, it sees the faults and failure of the other person and still chooses to stay despite their weaknesses. It doesn't matter if the whole world abandons or leaves you because of something you have done. A person that loves you will stay. They can see beyond the flaws of the person within and believe the best of you even at your low points. That was the case with David and Absalom. Absalom succeeded in kicking his father out of the throne and humiliated him publicly before the whole nation of Israel. Despite this, David ordered that he should not be killed, and when he eventually died, his sorrow knew no bounds. That's true love. There's many other ways to know if a person loves you. They will always support you, encourage you, and think the best of you. One prominent thing is that nothing will stop them. Not problems, people, or even yourself can stop a person's love for you. No matter what, they will always find a way. True love always comes through.